to do another quilting and sewing tutorial, but I have some fun things for you. And I am wanting to find out today what ideas you have of some other quilting and sewing tutorials or videos that you would like to see, of things that I can do or teach you guys or make, or just to have a new different kind of tutorial. Let me know. But I want to show you a quilt that I just barely finished, and I have to ship it out in the mail today, because my son's birthday is on Thursday, and so I just finished it. I'm gonna go throw it in the wash. Hi Susan, how are you? It's good to see you. But I posted a like work in progress of this quilt. Hello Melinda, it's good to see you too. And so I'm getting ready to ship this quilt. It's a gift for my son that's turning 19 on Thursday. And Dolores had a great idea for me. She said to make sure that I wash the quilt and dry the quilt so it kind of smells like home, so that he kind of gets a quilt that maybe smells like home. So I thought that was a great idea. Plus, I love to see my quilts kind of all shrunk and all of that, because I don't typically wash any of my fabrics before I wash them before I quilt and sew with the fabrics. Hi Laura, hi you guys, hi Tamara, hi Barbara. So I have my washing machine ready. As soon as I finish this video, I'm going to pop this quilt in the wash. But here's the quilt for my son for his birthday. So what I want to get from you guys are different ideas of different quilting and video tutorials, quilting or sewing video tutorials topics, like what would be a fun topic for me to do, like English paper piecing, foundation paper piecing, hand quilting, or slow stitching. What are some things that you would like to see in some videos? Maybe working with triangles. Give me some ideas, because sometimes you guys, I ran out of ideas. So please let me know what you would like to see in some quilting and sewing videos. I was hoping we could do that as the topic for today, but let me show you what I made. I'm so excited. So I think it turned out pretty good. So my son is on a mission for 2 years up in upstate New York. Right now, a bargello quilt. What a great idea, Melinda. In fact, I have the most amazing idea for a bargello quilt that I've been really wanting to make. So I am going to do that. And in fact, maybe we'll do like a little demo for today to kind of get a little precursor to a bargello. That's a great idea. I love it. You guys, thank you. Please throw in ideas for quilting and sewing and for videos and tutorials I can do, because sometimes I feel like I taught everything, but I know I haven't. Anyways, Melissa, you would like to see how to handle curves. Like that idea. Very, very smart. So curves is a great idea. Okay, thank you. You guys keep throwing out the ideas, okay? Keep throwing them out. Okay, let me show you what I made. So you guys remember the Live Well, Live Strong quilt I have behind me. So we're getting ready to do this as another sew along. And it's a quilt that has 26 quilt blocks about health and wellness for women. It is nothing new age. It is nothing like connected with any kind of religious type thing. Although if you have faith in something, like faith in God or faith in whatever faith it is that you have, you can intertwine this into your own quilt, because power is one of the blocks. And something that gives me power is faith. And faith in the things that I believe in. Does that make sense? But we don't talk specifically about anything like that. It's really basic concepts of health and wellness for women. Like, for example, fuel. Like, are we eating enough? Are we sleeping enough? Are we drinking enough water? Things like that. That's one. Leisure is one of them. Okay, so do you see? It's nothing new age. It's nothing weird. But then we make each block once a week. And you guys, I wanted to know if you have any suggestions for this next sew along. Do we want to do it as a 6-month sew along, because there's 26 quilt blocks, where we make one quilt block each week, or should we do 2 quilt blocks each week and make it just be 3 months long? So I was curious about what you guys thought about that. I need feedback on that, because I'm getting ready to launch this, and it'll be just as the pattern with some quick live videos and all that, but I'm also going to do it as a course where we're doing it where I can see you guys, and we're doing it through Zoom, through a course too. So we're going to have the sew along, live well, live strong, but I need some feedback from you guys. Do we do it as a 6 month, a 3 month? What should we do? You know what I mean? For this next sew along. But one of the things I'm so excited about is I am starting to, and that's the quilt that's right behind me right over here. But one of the biggest quilt blocks, which is the last one that you sew, because everything builds into strength. And so what I did is I'm starting to enlarge all of the quilt blocks so that they become a whole quilt in and of themselves. Cynthia, I think 3 months too, because you know what? Not even 6 months ago was our lives just, they were normal. And like 6 months seems like a really long commitment. So I've been kind of tossing around 3 months in my mind too. I think that this is very consumable and a 3 month thing. And I try to leave it like, if we work on 2 blocks a week, then we can still have goals, because we make kind of goals for ourselves. We don't have to tell each other what our goals are. But for me, maybe for fuel, I'll try to stop eating some sugar that week, or as much sugar. I know sometimes I can be addicted to sugar. Okay, does that make sense? Because we kind of do goals as we sew along the blocks. And then we're going to quilt the quilt, do everything with it. So anyways, I was just curious. I appreciate the 3 month feedback. Let me know though if you're a 6 monther, but I think 3 months is smart. So anyways, we can get it done faster and move on to something more epic and cool. Okay, Kathy says she votes for 6 months, but either would be fine with her. I agree with you, Kathy. Last year we did a 6 months and we worked on the quilt block and that topic for a whole week. And what's neat is how you just slowly do incremental growth. You know what I mean? So, but I think we can still do that. But the videos are all going to be recorded. So if people do want to do it over 6 months, they can. Do you know what I mean? Or the 3 months, they could do it faster. Whatever it might be. But yeah, do you see, Cynthia? It's nothing crazy. Okay, like the no sugar idea. Anyways, okay, let me show you this, because this is something I'm so excited about, because we have a heal quilt block in here. We have a hope quilt block in here. How to heal your heart, or how to have hope in life. We have a content quilt block, how to be content with your life the way it is, or content with things that you can't change in your life. Does that make sense? And so each one of these topics, so I'm making each one of these quilt block topics, does that make sense, into a large quilt for you too, along with putting together the hope and heal blocks, just so that there's just hope and heal blocks on all one quilt. So I've got so many surprises for you guys. But Jake, my son Jake, that's turning 19, he loves this quilt, and he really encouraged me to keep doing it, publishing it, and everything. So he's on his little cute 2-year mission. I don't get to see him until November 2021. He's in upstate New York. And in fact, he's in Buffalo right now. And I want to have a meal delivered to him, like from a restaurant. And also like a cake. I don't know if anybody is from that area, but I need some ideas, okay? So, because that's Thursday, but this is the quilt I made for him. And what I did is I took the strength quilt block and I made it 60 inches big. And I know he's gonna love this, because he loved this quilt, you know what I mean? So I know he's gonna love this. So that's what I did. And I made this quilt kind of last week and over the weekend. I long-armed it this morning. I don't have anything. Yes, Jan, I do have material like about the Live Well, Live Strong quilt. And you know what? I can go ahead and turn that on so that you guys can see it. Let me see if I can sign in. But you go to stitchesquilting.com and the pattern's there. So you do buy the pattern and stuff like that. I do have fabrics and things. But anyways, but isn't this great? So, and I machined it. I long-armed quilted it this morning, and then I machined it, the binding. I'm kind of sad. I wanted to maybe hand do it, but you know what? I did it so that just in case it kind of unravels as he's on his mission and he washes it, that it's a little bit maybe tougher. So, but whatever, right? So that's what it looks like, machine done. And then you can see the back side of it. But I think he's going to really appreciate this. And I hope he feels like it's a big hug that is just wrapping up around him and things like that. I'll go ahead and put in, I don't know, I was going to maybe put in a link where you guys can get more information on the whatchamacallit, let's see, on the Live Well, Live Strong quilt. So let me put this right here. I'll go ahead and do this. Well, I don't know if I should multitask. Anyways, okay, I want to show you guys what else I am making for him, but I want more ideas on other quilting tutorials, and I'm going to show you guys something really, really fast. Yes, Laura, this is an awesome large size quilt, but look at how big the quilting pieces are. It's only 60 by 60 inches. He only has suitcases to kind of do it around, but look at how big some of these pieces are. I mean, they're really, really pretty big. So I've got my washing machine already, like Dolores told me to do. She said to wash it and put it in the dryer so that it smells like home, okay? And he's been pretty much in quarantine in this apartment because they're trying to keep these kids safe, but they also had a young man join them that's from Nevada, and in New York, they had to stay in quarantine in their apartment for additional 2 weeks. So they're going to get that lifted. Okay, the next thing I want to show you guys, and give me some more ideas of things I can send my son, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a quick baskets. Okay, baskets. Give me more ideas of other video tutorials. But look, I'm sending him 2 belts. So I want some more ideas of things I can send him. I'm sending him 2 belts. These are kind of like a slide-on belt. It doesn't have like a belt hole in it. Okay, isn't that pretty fun? I got some cards to send him some cards and some notes. I gotta open this up because he likes that peppermint chapstick, this thing. And usually it's just a Christmas thing, but the only way I could find it was if I bought it with another one. He loves his dog Diego, and he misses him. And so this is from Diego, the dog that is a little Cavalier. Diego, after me to show you Diego. Look at this summer tie. I just look like a picnic to me. Isn't that a sweet tie, you guys? And then this is something I always bought my boys, but there's a store here in Utah it's called Cotopaxi, and it's these do good shirts. Yeah, to match the quilt, he can, throw the chapstick in. Absolutely. But you guys, isn't that, it's fun. It just says do good. He already has one of these, but I figured another t-shirt for his day off might be kind of fun. So that's what I have. I'm going to go to Walgreens and pick up a bunch of his favorite sweet treats. And then all of this has to get shipped today. So you guys, let me know if you have more ideas for me to ship him. I'm going to get him like his favorite snacks and things like that. But I still need to find a restaurant in Buffalo. Oh, Uber Eats and DoorDash. Baskin and Robbins. Yes. Okay, so Laura, great idea. So Uber Eats and DoorDash, I could have Baskin and Robbins send him an ice cream cake. Laura, I'm so happy about that. We usually do ice cream cakes in our family. Wow, thank you, Laura. I'm so happy for that idea. Let me know if you guys have more ideas. Okay, so somebody said they want to learn a little bit about bargello quilting. And I have got some bargello things that I want to make. So I am going to do a quick tutorial on bargello quilting, okay? And we're going to just do this super fast. And I am going to throw together this blue, I want a red. Hold on, ladies. Let me find a red. I've got some quilting pieces around me, but let me find one of my favorite reds. Just 1 second. I don't know why. No, I'm not going to bother with the red. Okay, so we're going to trim this, and I am going to show you guys how to do the basic concepts of a bargello quilt. Send your sons your reading or saying of how proud on a CD so he can go to sleep. Yes, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Thank you. You guys, I love these ideas. Okay, so I am cutting some strips. Now with bargello quilts, what you do, and I'm going to do something special with this because these are just really pretty colors. So what you do is you cut bargello strips in different lengths. Okay, let's go ahead and go with what I've got right here. Okay, so we've got some And I just cut these in random lengths. Now, a pattern would be different, okay? So I've got this blue color and I've got this navy blue, these two different ones, and I've cut them in kind of different widths and things like that. Let's go ahead and sew some of these together really quickly. So I'm going to switch you to the overhead camera. Oh, let me make sure it's over the table. I think I knocked it getting so excited with the quilt. Okay, here we are, overhead table. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to actually sew these into strips. And that's kind of what a bargello is all about. So I'm going to do contrasting shades here. And I'm going to, or widths, they could be the same widths, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch these. Let me get my thread a little better here. Put on my glasses so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's go ahead. I don't have on my 1/4" foot though. Let me go ahead and put that on. This is your 1/4" seam foot. Whenever you're quilting or sewing, if you don't have a 1/4" foot, just use some washi tape or painter's tape on your sewing machine. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of this. And I'm going to show you the concept of a bargello quilt. And I will find something fun that we will make a small project with. Okay? So bargello quilts are actually a lot of fun. And they're really fast. They're really, really fast quilts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and maybe, let's see here, should we just sew? I don't know, I guess we don't have to sew the whole thing. So let's just do a fast bargello. Okay, I'm going to cut these in half. Okay, so we're sewing strips together, and that's what a bargello is a concept of strips sewn together. And sometimes they're different widths, sometimes they're the same width. Whatever it might be, it'll be. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another one of these. And I'm just sewing these strips together. What have you guys, you know what, I do need to put, you guys, I'm really bad about not putting handwritten notes in the packages because I overthink sometimes the packages. So you're right, I really have to send him a handwritten note that he can have. Okay, this threaded on me. Sorry about that, guys. Let me go ahead and go back to this. So we're going to just sew a couple of these strips together. I've made them smaller, and then I'm going to show you what we end up doing. Okay, come on, little sewing machine. Okay, there that opens up. Okay, I have this little blue thread in there that I used for Jake's binding on his quilt. And Jake is so sweet. When I first opened up a quilt store, he was, oh gosh, he was probably 6 months of age. And he grew up, he learned how to walk, holding on to the ends and pulling himself up on the ends of bolts of fabric. I mean, he is all about my quilt journey, I tell you. It was so sweet, and the ladies just loved him as a little baby. He was just so adorable in the quilt store, and they'd come in and they just want to hold him. And then he'd take naps in the quilt store. It was so cute, but it didn't matter how noisy it was or anything. He just always took a nap and fell to sleep, and he was just so darling. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I raised him in a quilt store, you guys. Okay, so then I'm going to add another navy blue. And you can see there's different widths here. So maybe we can make this look like a wave. What should we try to replicate as a bargello? Okay, so we could do a wave. We could do a whole bunch of different ideas. Okay, I'm going to do this one. And then we're going to cut this in half and sew this together again. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and press this. Okay, so let's press this real fast. Let me trim that. And this iron, I still am sewing outside, you guys. It's hysterical. I am just sewing. In fact, I went over and I was talking to my neighbor and I said, you know, do I make too much noise outside here sewing? Let me get a different mat, because I've got my little ironing, mats outside. My little Oh well, whatever. We'll use this one that's this, it's one of the hot pads, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and press this. Yes, how to cut pieces accurately. Okay, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And how to piece accurately too. So I'll get some tricky little things. And someone said earlier triangles would be great. I am going to, what about paper piecing and foundation paper piecing and then English paper piecing? What about hand quilting? Or people sometimes call it slow stitching, where you have a quilt and maybe you have, quilted it. I'm not going to open up those seams or anything. I just want to make sure that this is pressed somewhat. Okay, what other ideas? Easy ways to sew hexagons. Joyce, I agree with you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this in half. It is about, let's go ahead and just take it to 21 inches. So half of 21 inches would be 10 and a half. So we're going to cut this like this. All right. So now I'm going to sew these together to each other. All right. And then I'm going to show you what I'll do next. And I'll show you the bargello method of this. Okay, so now, and with these blue fabrics, let me see if you guys came up. Yes, oh, you want to try a mini bargello. I agree, a mini bargello sounds like fun. Just to experiment with, and actually I've got a good idea for that. I've got a really good idea for a mini. Okay, so you can see right here, I've sewn strips together. So that's really the basics of a bargello. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to, and I'm going to just kind of clean, I'm going to have this be on a straight seam right here, okay? And I am now going to trim this excess off over here to make sure that we've got a nice straight seam, okay? And then, I don't know, let's cut it, how about a 1.5 inch strip? Let's cut a 1 inch, how about let's do a 1 inch strip, why not? Okay, let's cut how about a 2 inch strip? No, maybe we want to go narrower. Let's go another 1 inch. Let's go to 1.5. I can see what I'm cutting because I can see where I'm at here. Let's do another 1.5 inch strip. But this is the basic concept of a bargello. Let's do a 1 inch, okay? And maybe we'll make something that might, I don't know, maybe it'll look like a wave. Although I would probably be more strategic. We'll put this together. Okay, there we go. And let's do, how about another 1.5 inch right here. Okay, so these are our pieces. All right, now what we are going to do, you guys, this is so simple, is we're going to just sew these back together, but each one we're going to just, so say this was the stripes of a flag and we wanted the flag to look like it was waving, which that's something that we could do, okay? So that this looked like a waving stripes of a flag. So we're gonna just take these two pieces. Did you see how easy this is? Okay, so we just lay this down and we're gonna give it a little bit of a difference in there. And when you're following a pattern for a bargello, which, I mean, I'll just have to write a pattern for you guys. We could do a flag, we could do a wave. What would be we could do a heart. There's so many different bargello ideas out there, and you guys, you'd be amazed at how fast it is. It is really a fast quilt to make. I think also the ironing board mat would be a fun thing to do, since I don't have mine here. Be nice to have some more laying around the house. Okay, so let's press this. We could set the seams for pressing if we want. We're going to open this up and press that. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and put this over here. Okay, so here's our first two pieces. Sorry, it kind of lifted this up a little bit. And then let's wave this back down. So depending, I mean, the creativity is up to you guys, as to what you want to do. So now I'm going to take this next piece And I'm going to just lift that up just a little bit. Or we could have all of them kind of shift down, especially if we use different colors of fabric. But I'm going to do a wave as if it's maybe a flag or something like that. I'm going to just do a little bit of a wave here. So let me go ahead and press the presser foot down and go ahead and sew this through. But you can see how fast and easy a bargello. I know it might look complicated, but I think bargello quilts are some of the fastest things that you could make. They are really a very, very fast quilt. So if you've seen some bargellos, or are there different kinds of bargellos? And really, it's really up to your imagination what you want it to look like. Does that make sense? We could have this maybe rise up a tiny bit more and then come back down. I don't know, maybe let's put this one up. Let's do another rise to this as like a waving flag. And once again, set this in here. But yeah, let's do some English paper piecing. Let's do some foundation paper piecing, and just different things that we can experiment with different tips and techniques. Okay? And you can see, look at how that just works out. And really, it's just a process of going up slightly or going down slightly. And really, it's up to your imagination as to what you might want to do with it. So I will design something fun, and then let's go with, you know, I don't know, something fun to make. Or a particular style you might be interested in. But it goes so quickly because you're just strip piecing, cutting it apart, and then sewing it back together. I'm going to have this one go back down or up. How about back down? Let's go back down on this one. And then I'm going to trim this up and press it, and then you guys will see what it looks like. And this is just experimenting. And it goes so quickly. All right, here we go. All right. Oop, I've got a couple threads there. So let's go ahead and press this again. And then I'm going to square this up so you guys can see what that is. But do you see the concept of what a bargello is? And of course, I'm doing this with absolutely no pattern. So, but it looks, I mean, it's really, really fun and beautiful. So if we have this as a waving flag, and if it was the United States, we could have a red piece up here or over here and have this continuously waving along both ways. So paper piecing. So our Lynette, yeah, paper piecing. We could do foundation paper piecing or English paper piecing. Both of them work. So, but let's go ahead and clean this off, this top edge. And let's clean off this bottom edge. So do you see how simple that is? And how you can so quickly just make something. And really, it looks good when you've got maybe the same top and bottom edge right there. Pretty easy, isn't it? So let's go ahead and switch the camera. Okay, so this is kind of the basic concept of a bargello quilt. It is so simple to make. I promise you, very, very simple. And really, once you get that concept down, the things that you can make with a bargello quilt, I mean, you in the Everyone Can Quilt group, you see what people are making and sewing, but this is just a small sample of what a bargello quilt looks like. So anyways, pretty simple, pretty easy, but you can only imagine if you've got different, you know, beautiful colors, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 colors that you're using in this. It's amazing what you can make. So anyways, so, okay. I will come up with some more things for you guys. Lynette, it's so good to see you. Josephine, Cheryl. Cheryl wants to learning how to prepare and cut fabric. Paper piecing, Kathy says. And just so you know, I have a pattern I'm just testing out right now, which is the Live Well, Live Strong. And we're going to make it 20-inch size. of foundation paper piecing this year too. So you might not be interested in that. You can make the larger size or you can make the smaller size. So it's pretty doggone fun. I'm so excited. I'm working on that and getting the all the pieces ready to put together, and I've got to send it out for you guys to test, and if some of you guys can help me test that quilt. So, and I think I have a few people in mind that have offered before. So anyways, you guys have a great day. I'm going to go get to packaging up my son's stuff for his birthday. I hope he takes a picture of himself with the quilt. He's usually good about that because he knows I love photos. And I'll be sure to show you guys what it's like. And maybe I'll take a picture of all the packages once I get them all ready. So I love you guys so much, and thank you for the amazing. So Cynthia says she's interested in ideas for blocking. Yes, an ironing board mat. I totally agree. Let's make those. And you guys gave me so many great content ideas because we've just got to get that all done here. And Alara says that there are Baskin and Robbins all over New York. That was my very favorite ice cream store when I was a little girl. So anyways, all right. Well, I love you guys tons. Have a good day. Stay positive. I know this COVID thing and this pandemic is weird. I think on Wednesday, let's come up with ideas in the comments as we're doing the tutorial of things that can kind of uplift us during this pandemic time. And because I think there might be, we just kind of get stagnant with our different routines. So let's figure that out and come up with ideas of things that can uplift us during this pandemic time. So anyways, love you guys tons and hope you enjoyed this short tutorial on bargellos, and thank you for all the ideas to send my son, and I will talk to you guys later. Have fun. Ta-ta for now, as Lynette would say. See you on the other side, you guys, Wednesday at noon and Friday this week. See you later. Bye-bye.